Following program is sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim-flam sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Hello, and happy Monday, and welcome to Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, streaming to you live on the interwebs, on the South Florida Live channels, on YouTube, Facebook, also simulcasting on the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group page, 86,000 strong. It just keeps growing like a weed, or like my belly and waistline. We are here, as usual, with Jeffrey Defo DeForest. Did I say Jeffrey Defo DeForest? It's Jeff Defo DeForest.
We're getting very formal on
and
this show
Michael
here,
Lubie. What's your middle name, Michael Lubitz?
Michael Nathan Lubitz.
Michael Nathan, like the hot dog that has been put down.
Yes.
Nate Lubitz into the game now. Nate
Nathan
Lubitz can really shoot
Lubitz.
this kid. Yeah.
What is your middle name, Jeffrey?
I don't have one.
You don't
I
have
really
one?
don't. I'm a no middle initial, NMI.
Your mother couldn't afford one? They was that poor?
No, what? It's kind of interesting because DeForest, the fact that it's got like two separate syllables there or whatever, two separate things, was complicated enough. So my dad felt a lot of people think my middle name is D-E. But he didn't want to add a middle name in there, so I never had one. So I'm NMI. And by the way, deep breath, everybody. Namyoho Renge Kyo. It's relaxation day, according to
Jim Sarney.
Jim Sarney
lets us know that today is National Relaxation Day. I usually just focus on the food holidays, but we all could use a little bit of relaxation. And,
you could become very neurotic, though, factoring in all these other
posits.
days.
Oh, yeah. Jim posits the question of what do degenerates do for relaxation? And if since today is Relaxation Day, it would be Mondays at Monmouth. That's the only major track going today.
You bet tracks from home. That's what you do. From the beach.
So getting back to the middle names, because I'm so curious. All right, so we got Jeff the Florist. No, Jeff D. No middle name the Florist.
No middle initial.
Michael Nathan Lubitz, and then my middle name. Anybody want to hazard a guess? Michael H. Mayo. The H stands
Horatio.
for. No, who's the king of all media? Yes, that's right. Howard is my middle name.
Howard.
I was not named for Howard Stern because Howard Stern was not the king of all media. I was named it was like riffing off
Howard
the Hebrew
Hughes.
name. Hannah or something like that was one of my I don't know, great grandmother or something like that. So they named it Howard Chaim. I became Chaim in Hebrew and Howard in English. Anyway, this is riveting stuff. Gentlemen, today is
Howie Mayo, yeah.
Howie
Mayo.
Howie the hot
Mayo.
dog.
That sounds like your broadcasting.
Howie Mayo here. I tell you what, the Guardians really look like they're in tune with each other. Nice.
Oh man, are we going to talk about? Well, let's get okay. There's so much on my agenda now. My head is spinning. I need to, like Jim Sarney says, take a deep breath.
Bring you back.
Just relax, Michael.
In and out. Okay. Sandwich Day continues. Tom T almost slaughtered us on Friday. How was that? How much fun was that?
I tell you what, that was the best stuff. I actually ended up canceling my trip next Friday to New Orleans because there's no way I could get food that good in New Orleans, New Orleans style food. And so I'm just going to get a little place on the beach in Boynton there and hope that Tom's open over the weekend.
Yeah, just keep running in and out for all.
Go to the dog track to get my action. That'll be fine.
You fed us all weekend. Like that sandwich, I've used it like a deli counter, and I was just taking meat from that sandwich to make other sandwiches for Shirley.
That's what I was doing too. It was like scraps. I couldn't put my mouth around that whole wedge, that semicircle of the muffaletta bread. Oh yeah, on the air I could try anything, and I was able to unhinge. But then when I got back home, I was just like taking scraps and like taking little pieces of bread and folding it over, and I worked my way through it, and it was all gone by. I think it was yesterday brunch time. It was all gone. The great muffaletta, and we got to say happy birthday, Tom T. Celebrated the big 6-0 over the weekend, and he's going to be celebrating down in the 954 this week. I think he's got himself a hotel room for a staycation with a friend that's coming to town, and they're going to be doing some eating around town. I gave him some suggestions, and I told him to check out the Even Keel. We're going to be at Even Keel next week. We've got a big week of touring this week, gentlemen. Tomorrow we're going to be at Costa's Greek Eatery and Pizzeria up in Pompano Beach. And again, we invite anybody out in the viewing and listening audience to come on out. You might have to pay your own way. Maybe we'll buy you a root beer or something along the way if you come and say hello. If I happen to hit the late double at Monmouth Park on Relaxation Monday. But no, Costa's tomorrow. For the Greek food, and we'll have a sandwich month entry there tomorrow. It'll probably be in the pita form of a sandwich, and it might be a gyro, which I have not had a Greek gyro yet. They have good falafels. Defo's going to go for the falafel, probably.
You know what? It's hard to resist. I'm definitely taking one out of there. I might eat something else while I'm there, but definitely one to go. I'm addicted. Yeah. I think they have an excellent falafel there. As everything I've tried there, it's been fantastic.
Very, very solid place. The New York style pizza with a Greek spin, very thin and crispy. And David Portnoy, One Bite Pizza Man, Stool Presidente approved, along with Lunchbox approved. And then they have all the Greek specialties there. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, we're not going anywhere this Wednesday, but we are going to be going places on Thursday. We're going to the Broad Shoulders.
That sounds interesting. Like that
Broad Shoulders Sandwich Shop. It opened up in the last, I'd say, about 6-7 months earlier this year on Commercial Boulevard, east of Federal Highway as you go out toward the beach. Really lovely couple, Tom and Cheryl, and they both met working at a high-end restaurant, Emerald's actually, in Orlando, but Tom worked at the original Emerald's in New Orleans, and they opened up this nice sandwich shop, and they do some great stuff, and it's sandwich month, so we're going to be able to have a whole week's worth of sandwiches there on Wednesday. That's something special. Oh, the other thing we're doing this week on Wednesday night, gentlemen, I'm settling up the debt at Tropical Acres Steakhouse. So we'll be out there in the bar. I'll be out there having a drink at the bar at 6:30, and then we'll have the main event to settle all debts, public and private, and wipe out the slate clean as we head into the football season. I'm sure there'll be ample opportunity for betting there. But did you see?
We have to make an over-under wager on the Dolphins. We'll go the other way or whatever you pick.
Okay, well,
we'll let you have your choice there, and then maybe we can even.
Let's see what the let's get to the end of the, I think I don't want to bet anything until the end of the preseason to see who ends up being hurt to get what the final number is, because smart. That's I think the wise.
That's to taking too much responsibility.
I think let's have about like September 1st. You'll offer me a over under number, and I will lock it in.
Offer is only good today, Mike Mayo. It's only good today. Over under your call.
The old school.
I'm not that desperate of a gambler that I have to get action if you only give it to me today.
Buy his car right now, my friend, because I don't have to go back and talk to my manager again.
You're like the used car salesman. The car sales. No, this is the deal you're offering today. I think the deal will be there tomorrow. I think it'll be there tomorrow.
It's not going to make any difference if you watch the rest of the preseason. How is that going to influence your opinion, honestly?
It depends who gets hurt. I don't care about what they look like in the preseason.
Are you rooting for Tua not to be in the lineup after watching his 247th pick? Guide the Dolphins to a magnificent victory in their opening preseason game, establishing the winning edge.
I happened to be watching. I went to our friend
Todd Bowles badly outcoached in that game. Did you notice that? Mike McDaniel just outcoached this fool.
You want my impressions? Because I actually did watch the game at Shenanigans and with my buddy Scott, who was nice enough to bring me sandwiches last week from Pizza Spot. But we treated him to some chicken wings and beer, and we watched. And I actually made it. I went back home. I watched the rest of the game at home. I don't even know why, because it was kind of a competitive game going back and forth, and you kind of want to see, what these Scarbinis, and once it's a close game, you keep watching. And I did like the way that McDaniel used that effective use of the icing timeout at the end. And, why not? The only thing you could really tell in this is when a guy who's a new head coach, you want to see how he manages a game and the clock and everything. In the rest of the players, it doesn't mean garbage because everybody was out. But for him, this is kind of, you want to see, is he managing the clock and doing things in the right way? And I like this guy. I mean, to me, when you see him on the sidelines, does it not scream like he just left Google, like he was one of the tech geeks at Google?
Yeah,
like Uber or Google, and
he
now
was the epitome of cool, though. I mean, at least appeared to be.
I love it. I like the guy. All right, so I think I'm going to be rooting. Is it possible to like both love a coach, hate an owner, and be totally on the fence, love and hate the quarterback? Because that
sounds like your style. Yeah,
sounds like everyone here.
Way to go, man! Everybody else has an over/under selection already. You're going to wait till the end of the preseason.
Oh man! Hey, so let me get back to Tropical Acres because we were going to be there Wednesday night. But did you see what they're doing? And it was posted on the Let's Eat group. Somebody else kind of posted that they're having this promotion next week. I sent it to you, and it just shows you what kind of all-class outfit that Jack Studiali and his family and Tropical Acres, what they're doing. But did you catch that?
I didn't see that. All you sent me was losing wagers that you had made.
This is not true. If you would check your group text from this morning, Lubie, can you fill in the class?
And Lubie's involved, and I figure he's already taken care of it because
Nathan. I'm going to go by everybody's middle name, so when I refer to you, Defo, I'll just go.
And am I
quiet? Yeah, quiet.
And Nathan, do you have the information handy? But
it's actually pretty cool. They're helping celebrate teachers as this week Broward starts. I think Dade was last week.
Yeah.
And it's celebrating teachers. And if you have your teacher ID from the 22nd through the 25th, so next Monday through next Thursday, you will get $35 or less of free entree if you have your teacher ID.
Wow.
Which is really cool.
Right. It's a tremendous offering from them, and it's why I love them. It's just that what a nice gesture, a noble gesture that, they're back in the classrooms here in Broward and public schools starting tomorrow. I think Palm Beach might have been last week, and Miami might be next week. But if you have a teacher's ID card, a current valid that you are a teacher, you go in there and just present it to them, and you get any entree up to $35 worth. That'll get you, the small, actually, I think like even the medium size prime rib and the filet mignon and a lot of the twin lobster special. So
my son's wife is a teacher working right now. So the lovely Kelly DeForest could walk in there, get a free entree.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. So I'm going to print up some. Oh, that's next week. It's a good thing we're going this week because otherwise I would try to print up some.
You would have a phony
IDs.
Certificate, yeah.
And
it would be Mr. Mayo, 5th grade teacher.
Mr. Mayo.
No, we're not going to do that. I'm going to settle up the bets using my loyalty reward card that has a free entree on the punch. So gotta kind
that'll pay for
soften the blow.
Yeah,
I hope Sarni's coming, but no. So it's a good thing we're going out there this Wednesday instead of next Wednesday because it's going to be just, I imagine, crowded with teachers, and that's a good thing. And Jack and the gang remind anybody who is going to avail themselves of this offer to do the right thing, which is you still got to tip your servers as if you were, paying full freight. So
imagine eating a freebie and then just leaving nothing.
No,
that's really tactless right there. And by the way, I mean, what are we talking about here, Mike Mayo? What is school doing starting now? I mean, Labor Day is too soon. When we used to go to day after Labor Day, it was an atrocity. You were counting down the days going, my God, I've only got 2 weeks left. But at least we had 2 weeks left. This is atrocious. It's 150 degrees in the shade, and kids are going back to school. That's crazy.
No, it never made any sense to me why you would want to bring kids back in the classroom when it's the peak of both hurricane season and the hot season. So you're cranking AC all the way.
And we blame DeSantis. So whose fault is this?
This has been like this forever. But get this, my daughter goes to a private school, and they at least have some brains in the private school because they're not starting their first day of classes on August 31st, which is, and then they go right into Labor Day weekend. And
but you have to start paying now. That's the difference.
Oh yeah, you pay all the time through the nose, all nonstop.
I think, is it more money to send a kid to like high school now than it used to be to go to most universities and colleges?
Yes, in terms of
private school basis.
They are nuts.
My daughter is worth it, and I'm depleting the old funds for her sake because, especially during the beginning parts of the pandemic, when they were able to open up in-person learning because they did things in such a safe and effective manner. So it really It was, it's a personal decision, and in the case of my
is she
daughter,
aware that her second semester presence in school might be contingent on you hitting a pick 5 at Saratoga?
this is where things get a little dicey.
Yeah.
But she doesn't need to know all the particulars.
Where the
All she
money-
needs
All
to
right.
know is if they
But she
give
may
her the
have to
tap
tell
on
her
the
friends,
shoulder.
listen, don't get too close here because I won't be
Had to
coming
go
back.
away.
Unless
Hey,
my
let's
dad
get
starts hitting.
into okay, so we've got Costas tomorrow, Tropical Acres Wednesday night, not doing the show there, but then on Thursday we're going to be doing the show with Nikki Mohan. And how much do I love that Visit Lauderdale segment? That is so
That
much
is a good
fun.
one. Yeah.
And Broad Shoulder Sandwiches to celebrate Sandwich Month, and Tom and Cheryl, and that's on Commercial Boulevard. We're going to be out there, so come on out 12 to 1 on Thursday. We'll be promoting it more, and they have some really good sandwiches there. They got a fried chicken sandwich that is supposedly really good. I've been in there before, and I've had their Chicago hot Italian beef sandwich. That's excellent. They
Rave
have
reviews on that place,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah.
Rave reviews on Let's Eat South Florida.
Yeah, and they have a Cuban sandwich, and believe it or not, next week is Cuban Sandwich Day. So we are heading into the second half of the month of Sandwich Month, and I know I started a little bit slow, a little bit too slow for Defoe's liking. There, he would give me a grade of maybe a
Very
B on the
pedestrian.
first week.
Yeah, no.
Last week I think I picked up the pace.
Yeah,
You're
you
good.
did.
Yeah.
That's good.
And
I
topped off by Tom Tannasini. Man,
And
my
Tom
God, what was that
Tannasini,
thing?
New Orleans. I had,
God.
like Italian American hero, subs, grinders, whatever you want to call them, from the pizza spot, the chicken parm, meatball parm. We went to, we went around the world. I
What
went
was
to
that
Peru-
$50
Peru.
caviar job you had? I think
That
What
was
was
a
that?
crazy sandwich.
What was
That
the
was
deal with
that was called a Huso dog. And first of all, let me introduce today's sandwiches. Oh, and I almost dropped it.
All right. What do you got?
And you see,
you
I
went fast
say
food today, right?
Sandwiches, 2 of them. Today, the first entry
What
from a
muffin?
fast food
Breakfast sandwich.
is my breakfast sandwich from.
Wow.
I love it. I would put it on the McDonald's Mount Rushmore. I think
my
one of the
mom loves
few
this.
healthy things that you could eat at McDonald's
The Egg
Uh,
McMuffin?
is the Egg McMuffin, and
Nice.
here it is. It's
All right.
I picked it up after and you'd be proud of me. I did a 3-mile walk of life this morning, and my
Happy to
new
hear.
motto is, if you do a 5K a day, maybe it'll keep the doctor away. So
There's nothing
5K
wrong
a
with
day
3
is
miles, Mike Mayo. I'm very
3.1
proud of
miles.
you. You look better, too. You look a little
Oh,
healthier
I feel
today.
good. I got on
Yeah.
the scale this morning. I dropped like 2.5 pounds from last week, even despite all the eating and the slaughter that
That's remarkable.
Tom T. Yeah, it is remarkable. I'm a
Yeah.
walking miracle. It's a freaking amazing.
How did you lose weight eating like you ate last week? It would
It's-
take you would have had to not eat for the 48 hours of the weekend, which I know you didn't do.
I could think of a couple of things. This is a worm. What do they call those things? The parasites. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a parasite. Maybe I have that Fernando.
The only
Tatis
parasite I
ringworm.
ever incurred was Larry the Leaper at the track. When he kept asking me to
What is
squeeze
that?
him a 20. Yeah.
So the
What is
second
that one?
sandwich, if you looked at my
That looks
Instagram,
like
it was
eggplant or something.
no,
What
it
is
was
that?
my sandwich of the day yesterday. It's a Puerto Rican sandwich called the Tripleta, Tripleta, like a Tripleta. And it's a Puerto Rican food truck that comes to my
Looks
neighborhood
nice.
on the weekends. It's called the Que Rico food truck, Puerto Rican cuisine. And this Tripleta sandwich is a Puerto Rican specialty where it's chopped up basically 3 meats. It's beefsteak, which is like a cubed steak that they chop up.
Yeah.
A pernil, which is a roast pork, and a little bit of a grilled chicken that they all toss
Nice.
together.
Okay.
And then they top it with some of those potato sticks. I don't know what you think about potato sticks. You see that up there?
It can be interesting. Yeah.
When you first get it, and it's not the day later, you get that crunch on it. But it's supposed to come with lettuce, tomato, and then this kind of mayonnaise.
But you
put the
substituted
mayo.
potato sticks for that?
No.
Unbelievable.
It's supposed to have the potato sticks, the lettuce, the tomato on the tripleta. But for some reason, they must have run out of vegetables because I don't see any vegetables on there.
They took one look at you and they said, "This guy's never eating a vegetable. What are you talking about?"
I need lots of vegetables at this point. My colon is screaming for some greens.
Don't
anyway,
go into that procedure. We don't.
No,
want
we
to
don't
hear
need to
about
go
that.
there.
Yeah. All right.
But anyway, this tripleta, I had half of it yesterday for dinner after finishing the muffaletta, and it was excellent. And
you lost weight. Wait a minute. You finished the muffaletta. You had half of that.
Well, he's walking every day. It tells you.
Oh
what
yeah,
exercise
there
to
you
do
go.
for you.
There you go.
Little
I
bit
don't
of
know. It's not
exercise
doing
is
the same thing for me, man.
It's a good thing. I don't
Barely
know.
offsets my 2 beers. Yeah.
You've had a
No,
plateau.
I've been. I don't know why, but something is working for now. We'll
good.
try to keep it going. But anyway, all right. I'm going to take a bite of the egg McMuffin because I didn't eat today, and I'm very hungry. And so here is
cold egg McMuffin isn't as good.
No, I nuked it right before the show. It's still a little bit lukewarm, semi-warm.
Right.
So and again.
But people have a standard reaction. It's good. I mean, you know what? And there have been a lot of places. They all came out with some kind of breakfast sandwich after that, as Mayo chows down on the egg McMuffin, which I'm imagining. What is it that they make the egg with, though? How do they do that when they just have like an egg and it's already cooked? Doesn't that bother you at all?
No. Here's the thing. A couple of years ago, McDonald's
is that like a real egg, or what is that? A rubber egg? What is that?
McDonald's changed its ways so that instead of using any kind of fake egg product, now if you get the scrambled eggs, that's still like egg mix, whatever, liquid eggs.
Okay,
that's crap. Yeah. But the egg McMuffin they changed a couple of years ago, so they're using a real. I don't know if it's cage-free egg, but they upgraded the quality of their egg, and they actually break and crack an egg, and they have it in this little round tin where they poach it. They have a machine that, I don't know if it's just microwaved or some sort of poaching machine, but they basically, they cook the egg fresh. And
when do they do that? Like at the individual store?
No, I mean, they do it at the store, and they do it in batches so that they always have a constant flow of egg McMuffins throughout the morning. And and then they top it with the American cheese and the Canadian bacon, which to me is what makes the sandwich. Is
I like the sausage one.
For an all-American fast food joint, they have an English muffin and Canadian bacon, so they've gone truly international. And I love Canadian bacon. It's actually a relatively healthy sandwich, except for the cheese and all that stuff. But I love the egg McMuffin, although it goes for. Guess what? It sent me back today.
It was like $4.
$3.99.
$3.95. It was $4 something, and
more
then
tax
on
for a McMuffin,
and then tax on top of that. It ended up being like $4.70 something cents, which
for an egg McMuffin. Yeah.
How do you compare that to say the Dunkin' Donuts sandwiches, or are you not somebody that's had a lot of those? Because I used to stop at Dunkin' D all the time, and every once in a while I would break down. They would have like that 2 for $5 thing. Or you pay $5 and like for another $1 you get a second one, and I do like those breakfast sandwiches on croissants, so the egg McMuffin was always a staple, but
I think the Dunkin' Donuts
ham, egg, and cheese on a croissant, and I thought that was pretty good. No,
the Dunkin' Donuts, the quality of their products. I'm sorry, it's just garbage.
It's been a while. You don't like them, okay?
And they call themselves just Dunkin' now. They got rid of the donuts because they're going to all these other things. But you can
go there and get a Chateaubriand. I mean,
you can take all their sandwiches and bagels and croissants, and you could just dunk them in the East River as far as
or
the Charles.
As compared to McDonald's.
Yeah, I think I love this breakfast sandwich. I love the egg McMuffin. And I recreate them at home all the time, and I could do it vastly cheaper when I buy my own products at the store, especially when you get the English muffins, Thomas's BOGO.
What about the hash browns? Are you a fan of the McDonald's hash?
No, I get up because I'm on a weight. I'm trying to eat healthy.
No, I don't mean about today. Yeah, I know you're eating healthy. You've got some Puerto Rican sandwich there that you got off a food truck with 6 different meats on it, and now you've got an egg McMuffin, and you're combining the two.
That was breakfast. After the break, I'll have lunch.
It's remarkable. People are watching this. Are they just watching it to watch you self-destruct? I mean, what is? We have to poll the Let's Eat South Florida viewers who are in massive numbers watching the show every day, which we're very happy about. But is it just to see you, kind of dig your own grave, so to speak? I hate to be so
which way am I going to go? It's like, the better angels are, beckoning me to walk every morning and cut back on the alcohol and live my best life. And then I've got the darker angels, the ones that pull me into the Let's Eat South Florida food group and the Lunchbox, and Dickstein's back in town, and that spells trouble.
That's not good.
Best of Delray Beach. I'm meeting him later for my third sandwich of the day, which is going to be.
Other people are planning like evening exercise events, maybe going some tennis or a little yoga class, and you're meeting up with Dickstein. who is the antichrist of dieting. I mean, unbelievable.
Dick Steen has been touting this sandwich before he went on a vacation to Michigan. He had this sandwich at a place called Pizzeria Sofia out in West Del Rey. It's the roast pork with provolone and broccoli rabe sandwich. That's like I say it should really be the official sandwich of Philadelphia instead of a cheesesteak because it's so much better. But he was raving about this sandwich, so I'm going to go try one a little bit later on. And I want to get more of these sandwiches, so to speak, in the bag, so that if something befalls me, that I could at least then keep putting up the posts.
How do you feel about the pork roll and cheese, the staple of New Jersey, at a Wawa gas station?
Can you believe
pork
I've
roll
never
and cheese?
I've never had Taylor pork roll. I have never had two sandwiches that everybody like goes crazy about, now especially the kids on TikTok. I've never had the Taylor pork roll and cheese, and I've never had, what is it called, the chopped cheese that's like with the hamburger meat, like a sloppy Joe that they make in the bodegas up in the Bronx. But it's like
that one I'm not familiar with.
Chopped cheese is big, and that I've never had. At least I used to call it a sloppy Joe, but apparently it's not a sloppy Joe. So anyway, hey,
New Jersey people, though, they would drive 50 miles to get a free pork roll and cheese sandwich, even if the alternative was to get free Springsteen tickets. They would still rather have the pork roll and cheese sandwich. It's amazing. And, these Springsteen tickets, very controversial. They're going for like a dime a pop.
Mr. I'm all for the people. $5 now. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. It's nuts.
It's nuts,
But what's not nuts is the values that you get at Tropical Steakhouse. We were singing Jack's praises for doing this teacher appreciation deal. And again, for those who missed it, if you're a teacher or somebody who's a teacher, let them know next week from Monday through Thursday. With your teacher ID card, you're going to get a free entree worth up to $35 at Tropical Acres. It's just one of the things that they do to show how much they care about our locals and the community. Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's been there since 1949, older than Defo. They're doing something right. 70, I can't even do the math anymore. 73 years old, a South Florida institution. 2500 Griffin Road, just west of the airport and I-95. Very easy to get to, as Tom T mentioned. Very easy to park, as I mentioned. And it's a great place for steak, seafood, and so much more. So many great deals, like the Twin Lobsters going for $35 every Monday through Friday night while supplies last all summer long. 2 whole steamed Maine live lobsters that are brought to your table. Delicious, served with a salad and side dish for just $35 tonight, Monday, and tomorrow, Tuesday, half-price wine night. Every day at 4:30 is the early bird special for the first hour in the dining room. And, of course, the first 2 hours, you get happy hour in the bar with all kinds of half-price drinks and good, nicely priced small bites. Tropical Acres and the Butcher Shop is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day but Sunday. Go in there and pick up stuff to put on the grill at home. Better yet, go in yourself later on in the day, like we'll be doing Wednesday, and enjoy the great service and the great food and the great hospitality that you get at Tropical Acres. Tell them that the Lunchbox, Mayo, and Defo and Lubie sent you, but don't go there on Sunday. They're closed on Sundays.
As my friend the Polyman would say, it's a first-class joint. Tropical Acres, I love Jack. No, great place. All right, we're coming back with more. Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. He's got a Puerto Rican sandwich with, potato sticks on it. And he's got an Egg McMuffin. A very diverse offering.
What do you think? Should I finish the Egg McMuffin in this segment and then go through the second one?
I think you have to try any other sandwich because people pretty much are familiar with the Egg McMuffin.
I
don't know
what
kind of review you could have of an Egg McMuffin that would influence people either to go out and get one right now or just, be content that you're eating one, and that thing that looks kind of interesting. So we'll come back with more in foil here on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox.
People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans. For 30 years, they've been doing a great job. The original location, West Side, 3303 Sheridan Street, just across from TY Park in Hollywood. Then there's the East Side location, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. You go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late in both locations. Go there. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. From our friends at Visit Lauderdale and Lauder Deals, don't miss Dine Out Lauderdale during August and September in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Dozens of top restaurants are offering amazing 3- and 4-course meals starting at just $35. See all the Dine Out Lauderdale menus from more than 50 participating restaurants online at visitlauderdale.com/deals. More taste sensations are being added daily, so plan your culinary adventure to Greater Fort Lauderdale and get your taste of the good life for less. Dig in now at visitlauderdale.com/deals. And we're back on the Lunchbox. What's an Lunchbox? The Lunchbox. I'm typing at the same
Lunchbox
time.
without the L, yeah.
That's right. Oh, man, I'm having some brain synapse issues today on a Pick Yourself Off the Mat Monday. Yeah, did you watch a lot of preseason football? Because I watched some baseball this week.
No, not really. I watched a little bit. I was doing a late night walk of life after being at the track all day Saturday. So I couldn't peel myself off the mat till about 7 o'clock, which the Dolphin game, I think, started 7:30. I was intending to watch some of it, but then when I saw that nobody was actually playing, I really lost interest. Now, there's an Horatio Alger story there with this 7th-round pick. Who knows? Maybe he's the next Tom Brady. And,
right.
and you kind of get infatuated with that for a little while. But other than that, Lubie and I discussed it at great length this morning. I mean, we spend all the off season talking about, well, don't get too caught up in the preseason and practice and all of that. And then they play the first game and we're like, doing a deep dive on virtually everybody, including the third string nose tackle. So I don't know that I missed anything. It looked a little sloppy what was going on. I did like McDaniel there on the sideline. Seemed to be pretty cool. I like the fact that he told the halftime interviewer that they were going to run the ball and then came out through a bomb on the first play. I kind of dig that about the guy of the second half. But, yeah, I don't know that you can really make a lot of judgments about it. It doesn't seem like people put too much effort into that first game. Overs, though, 13-3, according to Jim Sarney. 13-3.
That's pretty cool.
Overs, which...
Oh, you mean for the preseason?
You would think it was just the opposite. You would think that it would be all defensive stuff. But
yeah, you would think at this point, like in the preseason or spring training, that the pitchers are ahead of the hitters at this point, that the defense is ahead of the offense. Well, I don't know, but it's like the offense knows where they're going, and maybe the defense is a little bit timid, and they want to hit too hard. So maybe that's the rationale to take the overs if you want to start doing some heavy duty analysis. But
gaudy quarterback numbers too for guys that never even played before. Like this kid Pickett was 13 out of 15 for Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
gaudy numbers.
Nobody's it's basically flag football at this point. If the defenders don't want to get hurt either when they throw their bodies around. Yeah. So hey, what I'm vowing for the preseason is I'm working on my pronunciations. I'm sick of just saying Tua or Tua T. Although it could be, we could just start calling him like Tom T, like Tom Tanazzini.
Nobody knows how to pronounce his name.
He
doesn't even pronounce it correctly.
So, and here's the thing. You know how like some people with the word nuclear and they say nuclear instead of a nuclear, and it's nuclear. That's how you spell it. And people from the South say nuclear. I just, for some reason, I'm always getting tripped up with Tagovailoa. I always say Tagliavo, like Tagliavo. I switched the L.
Paul Tagliabue, huh?
Because I think it's either Paul Tagliabue or because the food is always on my brain. I'm thinking of like Tagliatelle. So like I think of Tua Tagliatelle and just like put some tomato sauce and cheese on top, and then it's like great. But Tua Tagovailoa, is that how it's pronounced there?
I don't know. Well, we had Lee Steinberg on our show, when we were at the Super Bowl, and this was prior to Tua being drafted by the Dolphins. And he kind of shocked us because there is no N. I mean, there's no G in there, right?
No.
And and he pronounced it like Tanga Vailoa.
It's Tango Vailoa.
Tango,
Something
where's an
like
N?
that. Yeah,
The N is just assumed. It's a Hawaiian thing or an
Tango. It's not like Vail, Colorado.
There was like an N sound in there that didn't make any sense.
Tango Vailoa.
Yeah.
So, like some names have silent letters, but this one has an invisible letter. There's an invisible N.
Invisible letter. Yes.
Yeah.
Like your invisible
So
middle
don't
name.
try it. I mean, you're only going to lead down the road of catastrophe. Just call him Tua.
Steinberg and
Tango
Ian
Vailoa.
Eagle both yelled at us. Steinberg was like really weird about because Tua was like walking around and no one was saying it right. Like it was always Tago Vailoa. It was always like Via Loa and Tago is how everyone always said it.
Viola, like I think of the viola.
And it's not Vailoa. It's just Vailoa.
Vailoa.
So
there's no in there. Yeah.
Well, I never heard
low
this
and
sound,
sell high.
exactly.
Is
I
that
never
it?
heard that sound ever. I had heard of this dude in college, heard him with the draft, and then Steinberg sticks down out of nowhere and is like, "Oh, it's Tango," and we're like, "What? Where did that come
Tango.
from?"
We thought he was drinking again. We really did. Lubie
Yeah,
actually called like Alcoholics Anonymous to try to, say that he was having a relapse.
So
I'm going to just go back to calling him Tua.
And then Ian Eagle yelled at us because we were going Tango Vailoa. And Ian's like, that's not it. Because I guess he had the Dolphins in the game. So he had to and Ian doesn't mess around. So he was like, it's Tango Vailoa. Tango Vailoa.
No,
all right. Well, let's. I'll move on.
What are you going to go with, Mike Mayo? I mean, shouldn't he just
T-square.
shorten his name to Tango? And let's, takes two to tango would be the
Tango and
buzzword.
Cash.
Yeah,
we got to find who's Cash. Oh, it's going to be Tyreek Hill. Tango and Tyreek, the double T show.
There you go.
We used to have the Marx Brothers.
See, you're getting excited for the season, which is uncharacteristic for you.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. What happened?
What's going on?
You're out in the sunshine, walking around. You're not depressed anymore. You're losing weight.
I decided I'm going to pay because it's like, isn't it crazy now that it's been like since the Nixon administration, since the Dolphins actually won a championship?
Yes.
And
now you're talking like Mike Mayo, the Mayo.
Maybe this is the year. Maybe this is like,
this is not
it great?
Year.
It's like there's all this false hope every year. Every Dolphin fan talks like this all the time. It's hilarious, but we'll see. Look. It's exciting. They got a guy who's a coach that seems to know what he's doing, who has had some success with offenses, and he's got all the pieces in place. You'd think if Tua Tango Vailoa is the answer.
You're talking in cliches, man. You're really getting out there, Mike Mayo. What happened to you? This is why you got out of sports. Yeah, you didn't want to be caught up in this whole thing, the team attitude and Dolphin culture and all of this stuff. I just want to know one thing, and I can't believe that you can't come up with an answer off the top of your head. The number is very tepid, 8 and a hook, less games than they won last year. They have better personnel across the board, or so it seems, at very key positions. And you're unwilling to commit to 9 wins, the same number they won last year, or condemn them and say, hey, listen, it's going to be a waste of time. This Tua is a stiff. They should be playing the third string guy and at least Teddy Bridgewater, and they're going to win 6 games this year. What do you think?
No, that's a very tough stretch at the end. At San Francisco, at LA Chargers, at Buffalo, home to Green Bay, at New England on New Year's Day.
Sounds like 0-7 down the stretch.
That is a tough down the stretch schedule. But
no doubt.
Knows where they're going to be. I don't know. It's so early. All right, let's get back to sandwiches. All
right. So what about this thing?
Are
you going to eat this or what?
And one brief sponsor note: Joey,
they're back.
And Cafe Seville is back. They're reopening after a 2-week break tonight. 5 o'clock. So go in and see Cafe Seville. Actually, Joey and Sally, I think, are still gone. Shh. But the restaurant is open.
How did he do at Toga? Did you get any reports?
I don't know. He's actually up there, I think, this week. The restaurant was having some refurbishment done, and he was still sticking around while that was being done. But now he's got his veteran crew in there in the kitchen, and everybody will take good care of you. And I think that he's still up in Toga. I think he went at the end of last week. But Cafe Seville back open, and that's always good to see. All right, here we go. We've got the Tripleta Sandwich that I unwrapped. They wrapped it up in this nice foil.
It looks great, I have to say.
It really nice very, very good sandwich. And you'd appreciate this, Defo. It's on a softer hoagie roll. Not a lot of
I can already hear your objections to it, right away.
But it's got a little bit of I put it into the toaster oven, crisped it up before the show.
You got the potato sticks in there too.
Oh.
Although day-old potato sticks that have been sitting on a sandwich, I'm not sure about. It's like my dad used to say, cast ye bread upon the water, and you shall get back soggy bread. Which, all right. So you're saying this is good. What's the official review? Mike Mayo, Lunchbox, thumbs up. How many stars?
But let me ask you, when you do the reheating, because my wife makes fun of me, and people have made fun of me for years. I'm like a reheating, I don't know, guru, whatever. I take it really serious, my reheating. Do you separate it? Because the sticks, Defo's not wrong. Those are going to get soggy. See, I would take those and cook them separate with the bread to try and crisp them up. Did you just put the whole thing in together in one swoop?
This was wrapped in such a tightly, nicely, neatly wrapped foil that I just took that whole foil wrap, the other half sandwich, and just stuck it all in the toaster oven and just put it on 350 for about 10 minutes. Came out nice and hot and crisp. It's cooled off since the show started, but it's a nice sandwich. I'm going to give it a solid, I'd say 3 to 3.5 stars. I mean, 3.5. Right. You know, I'm generous. I give everything. You know, it's good. It's good to very good. It's I wish it had the lettuce and tomato, because not now, the day after with the reheating, but when I first got it last night, I kind of was missing. It said lettuce and tomato, and it didn't come with, so I feel like cheated in a way. But it's good, a good sandwich. 3 stars from.
Now, where does this food truck set up? I mean, do they roll around the neighborhood and ring a bell like the ice cream man? How does that work? Because they're in a residential neighborhood, I'm assuming.
Oh, now I got food in my mouth.
It's okay. People are used to it. In fact, they prefer it that you have a mouthful of food when you're saying things like here on the show.
Happier people are.
Yeah. They're tired of your cynicism and your sarcasm about the local teams, and they prefer it if you're stuffed with something that you're eating. All right. Well.
So here's how it goes.
Set up? Where do you find them?
So a lot of food trucks, they have like regular rotation of places that they go, and in this case, this Que Rico, and they actually have 3 M's before it, so it's Que Rico. So it's like you got that delicious thing going. But every Saturday and Sunday in the afternoons, like from 3 p.m. on, they catch the beach traffic coming back from the beach on Dania Beach Boulevard, set up in the parking lot of this little convenience store, the 911 food store. So
okay,
yeah, so you could catch them every Saturday and Sunday there. The rest of the week, I don't know where they go, if they have setups or if it's just a weekend gig for them, because a lot of these food trucks, they do it as a side hustle, and then they go to some of these food truck rallies. And a lot of cities used to have like a one night a week designated for food trucks, and also the casinos. I know the Dania Beach, the casino at Dania has a food truck night once a month, and also I think Magic City had one down in Miami once a month that was curated by the
that was actually I think started by Scott Savin. Was one of the we call him the innovator, and he started this whole thing with food trucks all gathering in mass.
Yeah, and that was helped out by our friend Seth Gonzalez, Burger Beast, who we've had on the Lunchbox a number of times. And if you think I could eat sandwiches and burgers, Seth is truly the beast. But but those food trucks, they make the rounds at some of those events, and then they set up shop in certain places. And this is worth checking out, especially because there's not that many Puerto Rican restaurants, brick and mortars around town. There's a few of them, one in downtown Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard. But and I'm not a big mofongo fan, so I like when I go to these Puerto Rican trucks, I like getting the sandwiches. The tripleta is the I guess the national sandwich of Puerto Rico. It's the triple play of combo meats. Hey, we need to talk a little bit about some other good deals going on with our fine friends Nikki Mohan and company at Visit Lauderdale, because right now going on for the rest of this month and all September is Dine Out Lauderdale. And that's where you can just get some of the greatest food at some of the most upscale restaurants for a really reasonable rate. So check out visitlauderdale.com/deals to see all the restaurants taking part. It's dozens and dozens of top restaurants offering these amazing 3- and 4-course meals starting at just $35. Places like Evelyn's at the new Four Seasons Hotel on Fort Lauderdale Beach, where you can find some really good upscale Mediterranean, Middle Eastern food like classic hummus with fresh stone-fired pita bread, chicken shawarma, and some great desserts. There's also on Las Olas Boulevard, Wild Sea Oyster Bar and Grill in the Riverside Hotel. They're offering a great menu, including New Orleans-style shrimp remoulade, chicken Milanese, and limoncello mascarpone mousse. That sounds like a delicious dinner. And our friends over at the Catherine, Timon Ballou and his wife, Marissa, they have some great stuff on their Dine Out Lauderdale menu, including heirloom tomato and burrata salad, summer corn with short rib, and some delicious house-made desserts that change all the time. See all the Dine Out Lauderdale menus from more than 50 participating restaurants again online at visitlauderdale.com/deals. More taste sensations are still being added daily, so plan your culinary adventure to Greater Fort Lauderdale and get your taste of the good life for less. Dig in now. Visit lauderdale.com/deals, and we'll see you and Nikki on Thursday at Broad Shoulders Sandwiches for Sandwich Month.
Sounds like a great idea, and these guys really are giving you a chance to experience some really fine places and save a lot of money. So great program, and this program will continue with Mike Mayo. The Lunchbox continues in a moment.
You like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more? Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo here for Costas Greek Eatery and Pizzeria. If you want to take a trip to the Aegean without getting on a plane and no need for a passport, just go up to 1940 Northeast 49th Street in Pompano Beach, just west of Federal Highway, just a little bit north of Sample Road, and you will be transported to Greece along with a New York-style pizzeria. They do it both so well. They got Greek specialties like gyros and souvlaki and the grape leaves and the spinach pie, and also great New York thin, crisp New York-style Greek pizza with pepperoni. Don't miss that one. And of course, spinach and gorgonzola. Costa is a great guy. He'll smash a plate, say Opa, and greet and treat you like family. Go to Costas. It's open every day for lunch and dinner. Tell him the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. And we're back on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox with Defo and Lubie on a Monday. I've been eating 2 sandwiches this hour, and I put it down. I've thrown in the towel because I got to go eat a third sandwich a little bit later with Dixteen. But yes, we had the Tripleta, which was very nice, from the Puerto Rican restaurant, food truck actually, and then we had the classic McDonald's Egg McMuffin.
As an appetizer, an Egg McMuffin. I've never seen that before.
You see things from me.
Yeah, I mean, usually a guy shoveling down an Egg McMuffin in the car as he's, exasperated, late for work, and drinking. McDonald's, for my money, one of the reasons I didn't go there for breakfast very often was I really don't like McDonald's coffee as compared to coffees that you get anywhere else. Burger King, I don't know how Burger King's coffee stacks up. I would put it probably in the same category, but that's where Dunkin', formerly Donuts, has it all over those two organizations.
They tried to improve the coffee game at McDonald's a couple of years ago. To me, it's still a fail. It's not good.
Yeah,
like you would imagine, the coffee in the prison commissary is probably better. Like at the Broward County Jail, if you were incarcerated, you might get a cup of coffee like that.
Fortunately, like on my neck of the drag of Federal Highway, I've got a Dunkin' and a McDonald's like literally a quarter mile apart from each other. So
no contest on the coffee.
I could do the double dip where I go in, get the coffee at Dunkin'. And I like the Dunkin' Dark, and then go into McDonald's and get my Egg McMuffin. Now, I posed this question to the group. If you were limited to just, let's say, like 3 McDonald's items for the rest of your life, which 3 items would they be?
That's a tough one, man. I mean, I probably have to throw in some fries, right?
Let's say fries,
classic,
Big Mac, and I like the sausage Egg McMuffin. Those are the 3 things.
Okay.
All
right. That's a valid answer.
I wasn't as big a fan of the quarter pounder with cheese. I didn't think that they really got the essence of what you were looking for there, which was a bigger hamburger that tastes like the one that you get when you just get their regular schmenky burger. But I might opt for the regular McDonald's cheeseburger, French fries, and the Egg McMuffin.
Okay. And I'm glad that everybody's working a little breakfast there, because I think the Egg McMuffin makes my final 3.
It's one of their better items, no doubt about
it. I've eaten it a lot. It's probably the only time that I feel guilt-free pulling into the drive-through lane is when I get an Egg McMuffin in the morning. Now, fries are an essential. McDonald's fries are a classic.
Real good.
And for me, it's a toss-up, because as garbage as the patties are on a Big Mac, there's just something about a Big Mac that's very comforting, and I love the special sauce. Now, Defo, you mentioned the disappointment with the quarter pounder with cheese. Did you know they've also, like when they changed the Egg McMuffin formula, they've changed the quarter pounder formula. They only use fresh. They only use fresh meat. They don't use the frozen patties anymore.
Okay.
So my daughter has now gotten into this quarter pounder plain without cheese thing, where she just gets quarter pounders, and she says, Dad, they taste pretty good. And I haven't gotten them in it lately, but Burger Beast, mentioning our friend Seth, gave me this hack, or tip as we used to call it. He said, go to the drive-thru, tell them you want a quarter pounder with cheese, and put the Big Mac sauce on it, and you could actually put it on the bun, like they have a brioche bun they use for the chicken sandwich. So they'll probably, I don't know what they think of you in the back, and hopefully they won't mistreat your food. But
they think of you like they thought of the cops in Casino that were copping the free sandwiches there out of the restaurant. When a guy took the liberty of putting an extra condiment on the sandwich, and they said, "Here's your sandwich there."
Yeah,
Officer Joe.
That's what I'm afraid of. But the Burger Beast insists that if you do that special order of the special brioche bun with the quarter pounder with cheese patty and the special sauce and maybe some pickles, that you'll have one mighty fine burger worthy.
Well, what about the fish sandwich? Where do you stand with the McDonald's fish sandwich? Which they were one of the originators of the fast food fish sandwich, were they not? That was a big
both
thing
morally and culinarily opposed to the fillet of fish sandwich.
The professor literally says something is wrong with you if you eat a McDonald's fish sandwich.
Not known for their seafood.
But you know where I will eat a fish sandwich is our friends at Shenanigans, and I want to put in a good word for Pat Utter and crew, because
what's going on with the anniversary? Is it this week?
It's the big anniversary party, and I guess you're in New Orleans this week. You're going to miss the anniversary.
I'm actually not going until Friday night. It turns out. I thought I was getting dumped there in the morning, but
okay.
You should have go out to Shenanigans.
But they're celebrating on Saturday.
I may be down to join you. Maybe if you're going, I've never really gone out there. It'd be cool to actually meet Pat.
Which one are you going to? Your close by location there?
I got to find out where he's going to be at kickoff of the Dolphin games when they're doing the big toast. And
what night is it?
Might be.
Friday
it's on
night?
Saturday night. It's Saturday night.
Right,
they're playing the Raiders of Las Vegas.
All right.
And but 2 locations there across from T-Wine Park is the original location where it's actually been 30 years this August. And then, of course, the one closer to me is on 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. And that's been there since 2008, but they do a great job, and they have that great fish sandwich, fresh fish, never frozen. Check out Shenanigans this week at some point, because we love Pat Utter and crew. They do a great job. I was, again, there the other night. Had some great black and grilled wings. That's my favorite. Go to Shenanigans. It's Lunchbox approved. All right. I guess we don't have much time left, so that's it. We're going to be just kicking around more sandwiches. I didn't get to, kind of harp on this Huso dog that was made with crab leg meat and caviar at this
They were
Marcus
chintz.
Caviar.
Now, a lot of
At-
people ordering this thing for 45
The less said, the
smackers.
better.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, really? It's bad.
Who's
It
ordering?
was not worth the money. You saw it didn't even cover the bun. Like, I know that things have gotten expensive, but if an
Okay,
item
that's
has
five.
gotten priced out of existence, that it can't offer it that something that looks reasonable to the public for the amount that you listed it as, then just get it off the menu, because this was a scrawny little piece of king crab leg that didn't even go half the length, maybe like half the length of this bun, and it wasn't the longest bun to begin with. And again, it was covered with some Kewpie mayonnaise and some caviar, American caviar that they have there. This is at the Hard Rock. It was when I was in a poker tournament. I just wanted to get a little to-go item during.
You must have been way up
break.
though to spend 45 on a sandwich.
No, I was being confident that I was going to be cashing big. I had lots
okay.
of chips at the time.
So
Then
now you
after
had
the
to
break,
factor that
everything-
into the losses. Beautiful.
And it just put me in a bad tailspin after that, and that was it. But anyway, so I would say it will be the most expensive sandwich I had for Sandwich Month, and also the most disappointing sandwich for Sandwich Month.
Wow.
So
2 stars.
that one got only 1 star.
1
1.5
star.
stars.
45 bucks and 1 stinking star. Unbelievable. Somebody should have been seeing stars after serving you that at that price. And
Well, I'm seeing stars now after 2 sandwiches down and 1 more to go today. So that's going to do it for the Lunchbox on a Monday. Come join us tomorrow out at Costa's Greek Eatery in Pompano Beach. And we look forward to seeing you. Until then, it's Mike Mayo for Jeff Defo DeForest and Michael Nathan Lubitz. This is Michael Howard Mayo saying to remember to enjoy every sandwich.